And welcome back to Hustle and Grind Finance. I'm your host, Guy, and my question for you is, how long could you survive if you lost your income today? How many days, weeks, months, or years could you survive if you got fired? If something happened to you or your breadwinner in your home, what is the length of time that you can survive? That's called your survival score. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what I believe your survival score should be. We're going to explain what it is, how to extend it, which is very important for this video, because what would a finance channel be unless I can't help you live your best life, live free? Go ahead at the beginning and smash the subscribe button because you're gonna hear so much fantastic content. We're also gonna talk about the one mistake people make to make their survival score much, much shorter, and they don't even realize it. So your survival time or your survival score is actually your financial freedom, not your income and not your total net worth. You probably know these concepts, but you've never put two and two together. This video, I have never seen it made before. It is truly unique. Your survival score is not how much assets you have on paper. It's also not how much you make. You could make $1 million a year and your survival score can be low, which is a problem. It could keep you up at night. You subconsciously know that your score is low, but you can't quite put words to it. That's gonna change with this video. We're gonna tell you exactly why. Your survival score cuts through all the noise, all the showmanship, all the debt, everything, and it tells you the truth, the actual truth to your financial freedom. It tells you things that your net worth and your income can't. That's why it's so important. Okay, without further ado, here we go. 60% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency. That is the truth. That means 60% of you watching this video cannot afford your water heater to go out. You cannot afford a spur of the moment new tires on your vehicle. You may not even be able to afford your insurance deductible. That is very stressful, and many of you are there. I'm not gonna keep you waiting. I'm gonna give you the secret formula right now. The secret formula is this: your survival score is your liquid net worth divided by your monthly expenses. Keep it super simple. For example, if you have $24,000 in cash that you can readily get to that is liquid, and you have $4,000 a month that you expend, that you have to expend on rent and food and really important things, then basically you have, drum roll, 6 months of survival. That's it. You've got to find a job within 6 months. Otherwise, we got problems. You got to start selling things that you can't survive without, like your car or your house. You are in trouble after 6 months. So that's your survival score. I'm not going to tell you whether or not I think that's a good score or a bad score until the end of the video, because I want to get through some really important things first. Why do high income people fail this test? Why is it that 36% of people who make more than $250,000 a year proven to live paycheck to paycheck? There's 3 reasons why. Number 1, their expenses are too high. What they're expending is matching what they're making, so they can't pile up liquid assets. They are pushing out what they're taking in. It's a simple formula. If your lifestyle is so big that you can't save, that's one reason why you're a high income earner but you failed the test. Number 2, you have illiquid assets. You have rental properties possibly that would be hard to sell at a moment's notice. You have so much equity in your house. This is me. I cannot sell my house to get the equity. I cannot borrow against it. If I lose my job, I could not survive off the equity in my home. So that's another reason why people making 250 or more per year fail this test. And then number 3, they have lifestyle creep. Essentially, their life has ballooned. Their expectation for the quality and the quantity of stuff in their life, whether it's products, services, vehicles, experiences, their expectation has outpaced their earnings. So that's why I love this survival score test, because it really cuts through all of that and it tells you the truth about your financial freedom, which, by the way, is also your mental freedom. Here's that hidden mistake I mentioned earlier. What a lot of people say in their mind is, I'm good, I've got this expensive house, I have this investment property that I went in with my brothers, I've got all this going for me, Guy, like, I'm good. But what you don't realize is it's not liquid, it's illiquid. Illiquidity is assets that you can't access for emergency expenses or expenses that you must pay for, like food and healthcare premiums and things like driving. I mean, these are things you can't just give up if you lose your job. Quite the contrary, you may need more to either relocate, find a new job, and extend that period of famine. So if you don't have enough liquid assets, you're in trouble. That's the mistake. People think they have more time than they actually have. Of course, this video would not be a video without talking about extending your survival time, your survival score number. Absolutely, 9 months is better than 6 months. We get that. 12 months is better than 9 months. But how much is enough? What should your monthly expenses stretch out to if you were to get fired, if you were to lose your job? Now, what's really interesting about this score, and that's a little bit of a side, is you may actually save a little bit if you lose your job because you have more time. So things like childcare, car maintenance, lawn maintenance, even the commute expense would go down because you have time to do those things. You're not working. So in your mind, or on that piece of paper with the pencil that you have, if you're jotting down just a rough sketch of how long you could survive, you could deduct some expenses that you think you could handle were you to lose your job, and that would extend your time just a little bit. Here's how I think it's best to extend your survival time. Of course, more savings is going to help, but how do you access more savings if all of your money is going out in the form of expenses? You can do one of two things. You need to either raise your income or lower your expenses. You would be surprised how easy it is to make cuts. If you were to pretend like you make less, and I swear to you, this doesn't sound fun, it could be really fun. I've done this before. Let's pretend like we make this amount, and maybe it's 30% less than you actually make, and you do the calculations, and that 30%, you save it, you invest it, and the investment compounds over the 12 months. All of a sudden, you've piled up so much cash, you've extended your score from 6 months to 9 months in 12 months. It would be incredible, wouldn't it, to feel the freedom to not panic if you were to lose your job. You wouldn't worry so much, like every turn, every email that comes in, every conversation with the boss when he calls you into his office or their office. You don't have that fear in the pit of your stomach. That's what this channel does. It offers you real peace. I sure hope you subscribe because you're going to get more great content. All right, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We are going to break down my recommendation for the score of survival in case you get fired. Here we go. I believe if you have 0 to 3 months of a survival score, if you lose your job or get fired, you are financially fragile. You are not in a great shape, and that's okay. No one's judging you. You can get longer. You can do this. It's actually easier at the front to move to the next level than if you're already saving a ton to save even more. So if you have 0 months, it's okay. You can get to 6 months pretty easily. If you're in the 3 to 6 months category, you are somewhat stressed. It's the stress category because it would take you potentially 6 months to find work. 9 months to 12 months, you are more stable. You're not stressed, you're stable, because more than likely you can find something part-time to bolster the time and stretch the dollars until you find that full-time career job again. 12 months to 24 months, you are more secure. This is ideal. I think everybody should make it to 12 months minimum. It doesn't mean you have a pile of cash in your checking account. That's not a good idea, because inflation at 3 to 5% a year is going to decrease the value of that money. But you could put a bunch of it in a liquid stock that you could easily sell and stretch that famine a little bit further. Now, if you have 24 months to find your next gig, were you to get fired, dude, can you imagine walking by the boss? I mean, you'd be like, whatever, man. I got 24 months of backup. I can switch lanes. You're not gonna quit your career, but you just feel at ease. Does that make sense? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, in the comments below, tell me your survival score. It'd be fun to read the score of somebody who's got like 9 years of liquid assets. You know, it happens, it's possible. Lastly, I hope you subscribe, and thank you for watching Hustle and Grind Finance. Until next time, bye.